Oh, hi! I totally saw you there because I started open broadcast software. Welcome back to How to Make an Intro 101. And if you followed my previous tutorial, you should have a something. What? This one? Nah. What is a good one that I can use? Let's use, Croxy X. Sure. So you should have this AEC file, except it should have a picture of After Effects. Oh, it's probably because I deleted my old version. Anyways, you drag it in to your project, and you should have this little folder here. Now you click that little down arrow, and you double click this, and boom, you have something like this. Okay, so now that you have something like this, if there's anything other than this 0600.png file and this camera, like these lights, select them and delete them. And it should look something like this. Looks pretty good, right? Yeah. So, what you want to do is you want to go to preview, and you want to go, if it's not already down like that, pull it down a little bit, and you want to change the resolution to quarter so that when you render it, it's a lot faster than if you had the resolution at full. So this is quarter the resolution. It looks pixelated, but it won't be when you actually render it out. So, boom, look at that. This isn't actually what I made last time. I didn't save what I made last time because I don't know, I'm too lazy to save it. And I have like 12 of these. Just wait for it to preload. And, okay, so, now that this is preloading, what you want to do is get some particles. Now, I'm going to show you how to make form particles, which isn't actually that hard, so you can just go to New, Solid. Actually, just make some particles. So you go to New, Solid, a black solid, put that, put your camera just under your text, and then your particles under your camera. Select the black solid, look up form. You're gonna need trap code form, a plugin for this. Double click that, or drag it on. I double click because it's a lot easier. You can use particle, just mess around with these settings. It's not that hard. Mess around with all of this stuff. The size random, opacity, the base form. You can make it really big, just mess around with those settings. Find what you like, but I'm going to use my personal preset, which is my own particles that I made. So I'm going to take this, and I was planning on putting these on my shop actually. So I'm going to take these, drag them in there, and let's just open this up. Particles, smoke background, yep. You can also make smoke, which is a thing that you might want to do. But yeah, so now it should look something like this. It looks pretty cool, right? So you have your particles, and below that you have your smoke and your background. Now the background, all it is just a it's just a black solid. That's all it is. It's just a black solid. So now that you have your camera, this, or this, now you want to put in some color correction, because look at that, that looks pretty lame. I know. So you want to create a new adjustment layer, drag that over top of everything, right click, effect, and you're going to want another plugin by Red Giant called Magic Bullet Looks. Now that you have Magic Bullet Looks, you want to hit Edit, Subject, Tools, and you can just follow along. I put on Exposure. That's always a good one. Plus 30, just add a little bit. Curves, gonna need that. Boost those. Lower that a little bit, lower that a little bit. Pop, love the pop. Reduce that. Actually, I'm gonna turn up this just a little bit. And And you're gonna want, I don't know, maybe a chromatic aberration. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe a blue and yellow one would look cool. Maybe just get a little bit of yellow in there. Yeah, I guess that looks pretty cool. Maybe a little less. Yeah. Alright, so now you want to go to matte. And you don't do much in here. You put on a light flex. Change that to whatever you want. Maybe a nice pink purple because of the color of this intro, which is purple. Diffusion. I'm gonna make like a pinkish. And glow a little bit. Now you want to go to lens, and this, you use a lot of things in lens. So I'm going to use a grad exposure, which adds in like a light from here. It's like a gradient, but with exposure, so could do something like that, but I want it gradual. Now you want to put on, no, not an edge softness, a haze flare to match your specific color. And you want to put in a swing tilt for swing and tilt. No, it's a, it's like a depth of field, so you can change down the blur size and the quality to whatever you would like. Camera, now post. All we're gonna do here is just put on maybe a colorista 3-way and put in like a pink highlight, red-ish mid-tone, a blue shadow. And we're just gonna turn down the strength of that. Maybe even put in like a pink shadow. Just turn down the strength a little bit. And yeah, looks good. So now you can see there's a big difference when you go from this to this. And now that you have it at quarter, make sure it's at quarter, now you want to pre-render it, because you want to pre-render it for the sync. So yeah, I will see you guys when it's done pre-rendering. Also, while it is pre-rendering, go grab some chips, go grab some popcorn, because it's kind of boring just sitting here. I don't know, maybe go watch some YouTube while it's pre-rendering. But yeah, I'll see you all when it's done. Come on. Come on. Almost there. Hurry the frick up. Oh my god. Been here for like 10 minutes. Just kidding. I don't know how long I've been here. Maybe like 3. Ah, there we go. So now that it's pre-rendered, it should look something like this. Looks pretty awesome, right? Except it's on quarter, so it'll look better. But now that you have this, you can go to your particles and you can change the color if you haven't already. Because I haven't, so I'm gonna do that. The smoke. Change it to like a deep blue, I think. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Okay, so now you want to go to project, and now that you see this Croxley intro, that's what we did. It's this thing up here, this one. See the picture up there of this? What you want to do is you want to take that and drag it down here, right next to the 8BPC in the folder and stuff. You want to drag it right in there, that little thing, and that is a new composition. Yay! Now that you've already pre-rendered it, should only frick. Well, I'm sorry about the. Okay, never mind. It's going a little faster, but you want to drag it into there, pre-rendered again. I'm sorry. Getting out of the groove. I haven't made an intro in like 3 days. I just dropped my pencil. That was the big up in the air and catching. But yeah, I guess just let this pre-render it again, and I'll see you when it's frickin' done. Oh my god. Okay, now that you're done that. Oh my god, I'm sorry about that. Now it's time to add in your music. So you want to go into your music folder, or if you have a song in mind, find a song that you would like to use. Let's find one. How about, let's just use Hypnotic. I actually love this song. I'm like Vanek, if you're watching, your music is great. Because I actually love Vanek. Well, I don't love him. He makes great music. But you want to find where the bass drops. So you want to go to audio levels waveform and look through until you see something that looks like a bass drop in the waveform. So if something like goes down, and I just play it every once in a while. No, I'm almost there. I'm almost there. It's gotta be like right here. No. Oh, here it is. Here it is. It's right here. So you want to find the point in your intro where it kind of where it goes into the intro, like right there, I'd say. And I'm gonna guess it's right there. That little spike. That's where it goes. So you play it. Wait. Yeah, maybe right there. Nah, I'll just do it right there. I wanted to get the entire hypnotic taking over. Okay, whatever. So now you want to take the audio levels and you want to keyframe it. So click on that, add a little keyframe, maybe move it back some. And then you want to go all the way to the beginning and then put it to the lowest. So -48. So it should go like this. And then you want to go to the end where it kind of zooms out and then keyframe that, go all the way to the end, and then, oh, by the way, I just added a keyframe. Don't actually click the keyframe thing again. Click this little diamond to just add another keyframe instead of actually changing the thing, and then go to the very end and then change it to -48 decibels. Should have mentioned that. So yeah, now that you have that, what you want to do is you want to just play through the RAM preview it, and you see that little star button on your keyboard? Not 8. Don't click Shift 8 because I haven't actually tried it, but when you do that, yeah, that actually just restarts the entire thing. So what you want to do is you want to just click 8 on the number pad, like 8, or no, sorry, the asterisk or the star on the number pad, and also the dot on the number pad, DEL, that can also just play the music, so you can play it, listen to it, and every time you want to add in like a marker, hit the asterisk. So for example, it should sound like this. You play it. That was pretty good. First try. And every time I hit the button, hit the star, it would add one of these little markers that would show me where to sync. So I would go to said marker, and I would go to the Croxley X intro, the render, the composition. I'd click S for scale. So I'd open up that, and I'd click the keyframe. I'd move forward 1 frame, and then I'd zoom it in. And then it might not look like 2 keyframes, but if you just zoom in a little bit, it is. So then you want to highlight those, Control C to copy it, click the K letter, like K, on your keyboard, and that'll move to the next marker, and then you Control V. And then hit K twice, and it'll go to the next marker. And you just want to do this for every single marker, so I'm going to go through this really fast. Whoops, I skipped one. There we go. Now when you pre-render it, should look something like this. And you don't want to stop there. You want to go and add in some Twitch. So you're going to look in this. This is also another plugin. You're going to need a lot of plugins. It's called Twitch. And basically this, instead of using the Wiggler, which I used to use, This is actually an amazing thing, Twitch. So up here on the top, you see enable, drop down, slide. Enable slide and maybe some blur. Now you want to go to operator controls, go to the blur twitches. Okay, I don't know, maybe 1.8, and then maybe change the blur amount to like 20. I don't know, like, okay, that is, let's see how that actually looks. That is a lot. So blur amount, change that to like 4. Blur twitches a second, maybe like 1. And that should be good if we look. Really? Okay, so maybe you should just go 1 and 0.1. Maybe 0.6 on this. And then, no, okay, well, screw the blur. We don't need blur. It's fine. God, I don't want blur anyways. Alright, so just get rid of blur. Now go to slide. Slide amount, I changed mine to like 4. And the slide twitches a second, I changed that to like 3. And the speed, maybe like 4. Maybe even 6. And if you just play that, it should look like this. I might change it to like 8 and this to like 120 and just mess around with these settings, see what you like. That looks pretty good to me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the amount, put it all the way to 0, go to the first keyframe it at 0, go ahead 1 frame, and then put it to wherever you want it. Mine was 120, click enter. And now, if you click on the composition and hit U, that should open up all the active keyframes, and now you have your Twitch. Now you want to highlight that and do the same thing you did with your scale, and then just copy and paste it by hitting K over and over and over again until all your keyframes are covered. Now, when you pre-render, should look pretty nice. I'm like listening to the song almost in my head as I'm watching it. It's pretty awesome. Looks good now. Maybe speed could be lowered to like 6, I guess. And I don't know, that should, yeah, that looks pretty good. Sync wise, if you want to add in like a nice glow, just glow maybe. Glow AEX cannot be loaded. Okay, try like a I don't know. I think we're gonna leave out glow for this one, and actually that might be it. I think that's how I sync. That's pretty much how I sync in a nutshell. Oh, you might want to add some rotation. Whoops, forgot about that. Click on that, Croxley X intro again, hit R, and that'll bring up rotation. When I go to your first keyframe once more, click the rotation button, and go forward 1. And then you can change this. I'm going to change this to maybe 4. Maybe even like 6. And then this next one, no, just keyframe that. So, but instead of hitting K twice, because that would go to the next one, you want to hit it 4 times to skip one. So you want to go, whoops, go there. Oh, I guess you want to hit it 3 times. Alright, so now that you have that, it's kind of just going over to one side now. It's only going once every other frame, so you want to Control-C that, and then Control-C-V onto there. So copy and paste into the next one. Now go to the other one. Instead of doing it +6, you want to go like, I don't know, maybe -2? -3, say. Yeah, there we go. And now you want to copy those, and then do the same thing for all the other ones. There we go. Now, when you play it back, it should look pretty good. Except for the fact that we have this these black bars on the top. So if you look, just see it right there. See it? Yeah, we have the black outline. So now what you want to do, you want to go back to your project, click Croxley X Intro 2, or whatever you called it, number 2, which should be this one. Drag it back onto the composition, and now this is a whole new composition. Now what you want to do is you want to create a new solid, and then go to the effects and presets and look up Jaws, and CC Jaws, open up that, and you want to change the height 0, width to the lowest, which is 2, and the shape to block. Now, you can see this is the completion. If you don't change it to block, it'll look like, I guess you don't really need to change it to block, but it'll kind of look like that. Oh man, that would actually look pretty cool if you could, like, okay, whatever. Worry about that later. Anyways, I'm gonna go to about right here, and then I'm gonna keyframe this at whatever I want, maybe like 81, and sure. Keyframe it, go to the very beginning, and then put it to 0. And now it should open up like that. And at the end, again, I can go to black solid, hit U, and then hit the add a keyframe button with a little diamond. Go to the end, and then change the completion to 0. 0. Now, I want to click a new solid, and I want to click on the new solid, click T, and this is opacity. And I want to click opacity, keyframe that, go to the somewhere in between these, and maybe right there, put the opacity at 0, so that's a fade in. And then the same thing here, I could put the opacity here, click a new keyframe, go to the very end, and then opacity at 100%. So, when you pre-render, should look a little something like this. And now, I think you've pretty much finished your intro. So now what you want to do is you want to go to File, Export, Add to Render Queue, and ignore all these. This is for the previous ones. You don't need this. But you should just have one here called whatever intro, and however many, should be 3, but however many compositions you made. And it's where it says output to. You want to output to wherever you want to output to, and I will go to my personal one, which is, it shows finished intros, and that would be this right here. And I'd go to, and I'd render it in here, and then it'd come out as a .avi, and then you click save, and then you click render. Now I'm not actually going to render this out because I have space problems on my computer. But yeah, once you click render, it should render out, and then you should be stuck with, I mean, you won't be stuck with it, but you will have completed your intro.